And now we want to take you through the three most important stories around the coronavirus.
Yeah, today North Carolina families could get some much needed relief. State lawmakers could vote on more than $1 billion in COVID-19 aid. The House and Senate each passed their own versions. The Senate's version is $1.4 billion with $125 million for small businesses. The House approved $1.7 billion in relief, but only $75 million for small businesses. Lawmakers will work on a compromise today. And this could be a huge development for the more than 17,000 people in the Carolinas who have now tested positive for COVID-19. The FDA approved emergency use of the first drug that's shown to help patients. Preliminary results showed remdesivir shortened the recovery time. Now, it might also prevent some deaths, but it's too early to know that for sure. The company that makes it is now ramping up production.
Number 3 on the list this morning, a huge announcement from South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster. This is only the first of several changes that we expect to see, but on Monday, we don't expect to see drastic changes, but this is what it's going to mean for you. Restaurants will be able to reopen, but you'll only be able to eat outside. Hotels and short-term rentals will be able to take reservations from anyone coming from COVID-19 hotspots like New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, and New Orleans. And effective immediately, people from those areas don't have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. And if you go to a restaurant on Monday, here's a detailed look of what'll be different. Tables will be at least 8 feet apart. There also can't be more than 8 people sitting at one table. Tables and chairs will need to be sanitized after each use. Restaurants will still limit the number of customers inside the restaurant, even if they're just walking through to an outdoor area to eat or getting takeout. And last night we talked to restaurant owners in Fort Mill, and they are excited to finally start taking customers for dine-in. One of their biggest priorities is making sure that they are ready.
We're excited about it. Whether or not we're ready at 11 o'clock to dine outside, we may stick to the takeout and delivery for a day or two. We just want to make sure our staff is comfortable and well educated so we can properly serve the public.
Governor McMaster says decisions on how other businesses will open and public gatherings will be coming soon. North Carolina could start reopening as soon as next Friday. Coming up in 30 minutes, we'll break down what that could look like.
North Carolina is now at almost 11,000 cases of coronavirus. The state reported 416 new cases yesterday, and that's down from 561 reported the day before. 21 more people have died, leaving the state just shy of 400 lives lost. Now, these are all sobering numbers, but we want you to keep in mind that the state has completed nearly 134,000 tests. That means just 8% of those tests have come back positive. The state is now tracking cases by zip codes. The hotspot in our area is 28027, which covers Concord and Kannapolis. There are 146 cases and 7 deaths in that area. You can check your zip code in the map on our news app. And in South Carolina, there are now more than 6,200 positive cases with 256 deaths. Less than 11% of tests have come back positive. Oh, some good news here. More than 1 million infected people around the world have now recovered. This map from Johns Hopkins shows just how widespread the virus is. Globally, there are more than 3.3 million cases. About a third of them are in the U.S. And it's hard to find someone who hasn't been affected by this pandemic. But Avery County has still not reported any cases of COVID-19. Tourism is a big part of the county's economy. And weeks ago, the county stopped short-term rentals and forced overnight visitors to self-quarantine for 14 days after entering the county. We talked to a bed and breakfast owner who believes that the county is now ready to ease those orders.
I think we need to open back up. That's my opinion. I wouldn't be afraid if outsiders came and stayed at the inn.
County commissioners will make a decision on those restrictions Monday, and they could be lifted as soon as next weekend.
It's certainly been a bizarre couple of months for CMS students, but the district is making sure that students have everything that they need to finish the year remotely. We got an update from Superintendent Ernest Winston yesterday. He said the district served more than 1 million meals since schools closed. They gave out 90,000 computers and internet hotspots. Teachers are keeping contact logs with students, and Student Services is following up if communication, or completing work isn't consistent.
But we want to make sure that we're reaching out to all of our students and continue to make learning opportunities engaging and available for everyone.
And we also have an update on graduation ceremonies. A task force, including students, is exploring several options. Seniors should be getting a survey. That way they can weigh in on how things can move forward. An unexpected perk that can turn into a trap. Nearly 1.3 million people in North Carolina are out of work in this pandemic, and some of them are making more money because of unemployment benefits.
Yeah, and that can lead to a tough decision. Should you go back to work when it restarts, or should you stay unemployed? Action 9 investigator Jason Stujanki shows us what you should consider.
Shauna Gutierrez worked at a restaurant for a few months.
My boss kept telling us it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But, you know, we would just look at him and say, no, 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 it's not, you know, it's not, because we didn't want to think that it was coming.
But it did
So,
come.
you know, I
Some
worked
lost
double
their
shifts,
jobs.
weekends, meet,
She says
be
the
able to
restaurant
pay
is
what I
offering to
needed
bring
pay.
some employees
So we
back,
had every-
but that a
we
few
had
of them are
to
making
pay
more
chunks
on
because they always took it out of
unemployment.
my taxes.
She told me about one of them.
She was upset because she's going to be making less now than what she was making with unemployment.
I checked with each state. In North Carolina, the average person makes about $268 per week on unemployment. In South Carolina, the average is around $240 each week. It's safe to say many still make more money when they're working, but here's the difference now. You'll recall the Federal CARES Act promised people on unemployment an extra $600 each week until the end of July. Factor in that money, and now some people are making more not working. So critics say it's sending the wrong message. A viewer wrote on my Facebook page, "Why go to work when you can stay at home and make more money?" Republican South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham put it this way.
It was never our goal to pay people more to be out of work than at work. If you're making $23 an hour in unemployment, it's going to be hard to get you to go back to work for a $17 an hour job.
Anybody I know.
But the NC Justice Center, a left-leaning advocacy group, disagrees.
Do you think there's a way to do it where they're not getting, I hate to say, a raise while they're on unemployment, but that they're at least getting something more comparable to what they were making?
Well, I think it's awfully hard to do that across the country and do it in some consistent way. I think if we had just left it to the states for unemployment insurance, taking North Carolina, for example, we are at the bottom of the barrel of what we provide workers for unemployment insurance. And so people would not have been able to make it.
Plus, people wrote comments like this on my Facebook page: "I'm just ready to go back to work, period." So the big question for you is, should you? What if you have a chance to go back to work, but you're making more money on unemployment? Well, you can stay on unemployment, but it's a risk. If your boss gives you your job back and you say no, you could lose unemployment and be left with neither. Even if you stay on unemployment, remember you stop getting that $600 each week the end of July, so in a few months, your so-called raise may turn into a pay cut. For many, like Shauna Gutierrez's co-workers, it's a hard call.
You've done lost your unemployment, or do you keep it? That's the question.
And making this even trickier is that this isn't just about the money. Some lawmakers want unemployment to pay enough so you don't go job hunting right now and risk social interaction. People against that argument say there are plenty of ways to find jobs and interview without leaving home.
If you see a lot of traffic on Northside Drive in Statesville today, it's for a big effort to help feed local families. This is a food drive that several local groups have been working on over the last few weeks after hearing that Iredell Christian Ministries has been struggling to keep their food pantry stocked. This is a grassroots effort that came together through motorcycle groups, North Iredell Fire and Rescue, and local businesses. And organizers say the need is great.
Let's get ahead of this. Let's do the best we can, and let's provide anything we can provide. I'm not asking people to break the bank, just asking people if you can give a little, give a little.
Donations already started coming in over the last week, but the actual food drive is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. today, starting with a motorcycle ride from STE Power Sports to North Iredell Rescue Squad. All of the food collected will be taken to Iredale Christian Ministries on Monday to be prepared for families to pick up, and we've been hearing about that need so much. That food drive was planned rain or shine, but